This episode of Weekly Weird News is sponsored by Manscaped and by Athletic Greens.
Halloween has come and gone. Thank God. And luckily we're still here. But presumably thousands, maybe even millions of American children aren't so lucky. Because this year it wasn't just kids dressing up for Halloween. It was also the most dangerous drug in the universe, fentanyl, dressing up as candy.
Yeah, you got to be careful. They're making it look delicious now.
And there's no treats. It's all tricks, baby. And yeah, sure. Drug dealers intentionally giving young trick-or-treaters a drug that will likely kill them doesn't make a whole lot of sense from a business perspective.
That's a future customer.
But on the other hand, I mean, here's the DEA in a press release from August 30th warning about the rise of rainbow fentanyl.
That sounds fun. This trend appears to be a new method used by drug cartels to sell highly addictive and potentially deadly fentanyl made to look like candy to children and young people. Rainbow fentanyl is a deliberate effort by drug traffickers to drive up addiction amongst kids and young adults. And the DEA didn't specifically mention anything about Halloween or trick-or-treating, but the implication was clear. And as Halloween approached, more and more local news outlets started running stories with headlines like, Rainbow fentanyl, warning parents about the dangers of a new form of drug for Halloween. Authorities warn of rainbow fentanyl in Halloween candy boxes and toys. Rainbow fentanyl. Are Tampa Bay trick-or-treaters at risk? And so on.
I mean, of all trick-or-treaters, probably the ones in Tampa Bay, yeah.
Well, yes, because they've already obtained a opioid addiction from being pregnant in their mother's wombs in the state of Florida.
Good thing nearby, just a few blocks away down in a little town called Clearwater, there's a way out of that addiction spiral.
Yes, it's
through something called Dianetics.
Yes, once you sign your life over to the lovely people who run the city of Clearwater, they will put you in a dark room underground somehow in the state of Florida.
Or they'll put you out on a boat.
Yeah.
Where you work for, 10,000, 20,000
years. They load you up with wonderfully natural pills and you sweat it out. You sweat that addiction out. It's easy.
So, solved. Anyway, if you actually read those articles with those very, terrifying headlines.
I mean, they are scary.
They either directly state in the article that there haven't actually been any reports of rainbow fentanyl in the local communities they're reporting on, or they just conveniently leave that part out entirely. But they do feature plenty of grave warnings from local law enforcement.
They have first-hand experience with the dangers.
Yeah. You look at it askance and boom, dead.
Just like the rainbow flag. If I look at rainbow fentanyl, God, all my cop powers.
Yeah.
Ah!
Now I'm gay and dead.
Yeah.
And they also feature a lot of quotes from local parents, not experts, just parents who are terrified for their children, which is understandable because they keep seeing news stories like the one they're being quoted in right here.
Yeah, it's a feedback loop. We're providing the information.
But it all seems to trace back to that one DEA press release, which itself jumped to some pretty wild conclusions. Those multicolored pills do vaguely resemble candy, but the assertion that this is a tactic to target children is presented with zero evidence. Also, most candy doesn't have pill-like markings on it. Like, if they really wanted to make it look like candy, it wouldn't be that hard.
Also, it just feels so weird to have this happen all over again, because this is the type of, fear-mongering that was peddled when I was a kid.
In the 90s!
I remember my dad being like, if someone offers you a sheet of really cool-looking pictures, don't lick it. And it's just like, what? That has never happened. Even in adulthood, I haven't even been offered acid. But
it's not. I wish I was. But
just give me all the psychedelics you can, please. But it's just this in an overwhelming amount of percentages does not happen.
Yeah.
And the fact that it is packaged and looks like candy is a way to fucking smuggle it because of the shape and size of it. I'm sorry.
Well, that's just one theory.
Sure,
the DEA says that it's being specifically
as we learned in the previous episode,
children.
You have the facts, and then you have to have something else. So we're going to crowdsource this something else
to see what it is.
We have
to cover both sides.
Exactly.
The facts and the rampant speculation and innuendo.
Yeah, so the fact that this is being targeted at children with zero evidence is, something. But skeptics, you'll need to explain this one. Less than 2 weeks before Halloween, cops at Los Angeles International Airport seized 12,000 fentanyl pills being transported hidden in packages of candy like Whoppers, Sweet Tarts, and Skittles. Clearly, these pills were being brought into the U.S. just in time to be slipped into the bags of trick-or-treaters to cause some sort of child genocide. Something that would literally shake the population of the planet to its core.
That child-free subreddit has gone too far this time.
Yes, we weren't paying enough attention to the darker corners of the internet. But hold on. The Sheriff's Department report says that the pills were seized during a TSA screening and that the suspect was attempting to board a plane at LAX, not getting off a plane.
Yeah, that's usually how security works.
So this wasn't thousands of fentanyl pills being brought to LA. It was thousands of fentanyl pills leaving LA.
This person's actually a hero.
Yeah, they were trying to leave. Yeah, they stopped him.
Yeah.
So where to? It doesn't say. That seems pretty important, but I don't know. It's barely a footnote in all this coverage, which of course heavily implies that all this fentanyl was headed straight for your child's trick-or-treat bag.
Yeah. And hold on a second. We do have a few more issues with this LAX fentanyl story. First off, that fentanyl is not rainbow colored. These look like normal, boring drug pills. I was told there would be all sorts of pretty colors. Secondly, these are all full-size candy packages. And yeah, I guess if your goal is to poison children, going with the full size instead of the fun size makes sense if you want to be absolutely sure that the kids will eat the poison. But then why fill each package with hundreds of fentanyl pills if just one of these pills is enough to kill, even just by touching it? Seems a bit like overkill. Could it be, perhaps, maybe, that the candy wrappers were simply a way to try and get these pills through airport security and not part of a plan to murder children?
Uh-huh.
Who's to say? Also, again, how does killing children benefit these drug dealers? You still haven't explained that part. Seems pretty crucial to this whole elaborate, plot. Why?
Yes.
Cui bono?
Now, aside from the local news, Fox News, of course, milked the rainbow fentanyl Halloween candy storyline at every opportunity, even making the case that the reason drug dealers are going to try and poison your kids on Halloween is obviously Joe Biden's fault. Because, the open borders and,
Yeah.
You get it. Just look at all that fentanyl someone tried to smuggle into LAX, you see?
Yeah, there it is.
With no other context.
Checkmate.
Even though they were actually trying to smuggle it out of LAX, as we all know now. But, we'll just leave that part out conveniently.
Yeah.
Because the pictures really sell it. That could be your child's family-sized box of Skittles.
Yeah. Whole family wiped out.
Yeah. So Fox also urged viewers to cancel trick-or-treating altogether and just have their kids exchange candy with their friends and relatives, which, sure, it's a safe and logical response to the threat of rainbow fentanyl, but these are the same people who 2 years ago criticized anyone for taking even the most basic precautions against a rampant and deadly virus. Those are the same people that are now urging extreme caution against a threat that is almost entirely invented by people like themselves.
Yeah, it's that meme of like conservative drawing a bunch of monsters on its walls and then acting scared of the monsters they just drew.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not trick-or-treating in October 2020, cucked. Not trick-or-treating in October 2022, brave. Patriotic, American.
I was saying the other day with you that they're coming for Halloween next. Like that is like, it just
the
felt like
satanic panic kind of ebbs and flows, but it's definitely, there's a upward trajectory with it.
I felt it this year with the fentanyl thing and like just that looming threat of like ultra-Christian government and society take over.
There's people, TikTok stay-at-home moms being like, I'm not going to let my kids watch the new Hocus Pocus movie.
Well, yeah.
Because of witchcraft.
Yes.
But yeah, it does make sense. It's like, well, why would drug dealers intentionally poison potentially millions of children? It's like, well,
because it's a satanic holiday.
Because the devil.
Yeah.
The devil.
They are coming for Halloween. It is the episode of King of the Hill in real life. And the fact that, like, that's when you know it has gone above and beyond, because Hank Hill, despite having, a more traditional parenting style and background, still maintains fun. Like, look, Halloween's for fun.
Where's all the ghouls and goblins and monsters?
Exactly. So when they come for Halloween, we're just warning you. And this fentanyl thing, it sounds like a little bit of war on Halloween.
The war on Halloween is now on the table.
As a veteran,
we're fighting a two-front war now.
As a veteran of holiday wars.
As a veteran.
Yeah. As a
proud veteran
of holiday wars, we have our own little building downtown. We know an attack when we see one.
Yeah.
This is essentially...
Fool me once,
yeah.
You don't get fooled again.
It is the fentanyl being packaged in Runts packaging is the same thing as Pearl Harbor.
It is.
It is our Pearl Harbor.
It is.
Yeah.
Anyway, since Fox News is basically the PR wing of the Republican Party, several U.S. Senate Republicans produced their own video in which they take turns trying to scare the shit out of parents about rainbow fentanyl Halloween candy. There's no implication here. The implications are gone. The title of the video on YouTube is literally Senate Republicans PSA warning parents about the dangers of rainbow fentanyl ahead of Halloween. So let's play a little bit of this video.
Yeah.
The powerful drug cartels are coming after your kids, your neighbors, your students, your family members, and your friends.
Fake pills laced with fentanyl are beginning to look like candy in an effort to lure young Americans.
These pills are a deliberate effort by drug traffickers to drive addiction amongst kids and young adults.
This epidemic is exploding, which is why this Halloween, let's join forces and look out for one another.
Only let kids get candy from trusted neighbors, family, and friends.
Set a curfew for your trick-or-treaters.
Always double and triple check their candy for drugs or suspiciously packaged or unpackaged items.
And remind kids to trick or treat in groups and to check in with parents periodically.
Because by working together and being on high alert this Halloween,
we can help put an end to the drug traffickers
that are driving addiction
and poisoning our neighbors and children.
So that's some fascinating stuff.
Yeah,
I mean,
wow.
I especially like how after scaring the shit out of their viewers, they recommend trick-or-treating in groups and not staying out too late as ways to prevent receiving fentanyl.
Yeah, it's that easy.
Yeah, it shuts off.
Any one of the houses your child visits on Halloween could kill them. So, I don't know, set a curfew and, always travel in groups.
Fentanyl is known to come out at night.
Yeah.
But
don't say fentanyl 3 times in a row.
But at
while
midnight,
looking in a mirror,
fentanyl turns into a pumpkin.
It does.
But then you have to, if anyone sells a pumpkin on their doorstep, you have to smash it because that's
right.
That's fentanyl.
And then all the fentanyl falls out.
Yes.
And then we're back to square one. It's
exactly.
a cycle. It's a cycle.
And look, the full uncut video is very jarring. It starts and ends with Halloween fear-mongering. But in the middle, they actually talk about the real, actual fentanyl problem in this country, which has nothing to do with trick-or-treating and is mostly about how fentanyl is increasingly being found in other illegal drugs and in counterfeit prescription drugs. I mean, that is a real problem. That, yes, when we talk about fentanyl, there is a serious problem.
No, it's a major problem. It's just every time it actually gets any attention, it's being framed in the most ludicrous, bullshit fucking possible way.
Yeah, it's like the very real, very horrifying opioid crisis. But then the only coverage about the opioid crisis for, 10 years is just like, a cop touched one of the pills and he died, I think.
Yeah.
I heard one of the other cops saw that he died.
Yeah.
That's all we know.
I opened the closet and there was 2 cops touching fentanyl and they both looked at me and died.
Yeah, and then they made a fentanyl baby.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the baby grew up to be a fentanyl murderer.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's just like, it's a serious problem, but chances are no one's trying to fucking target your kids.
The vast majority of people dying of fentanyl in this country are dying not knowing that they ingested fentanyl.
They're willingly taking drugs that they are not aware it is cut with.
They're not, yeah.
And that's also bad. Addiction is bad. There's a lot of layers to this. We're literally just talking about the fact that no one's handing out little rainbow bright sprinkles of fentanyl into your kid's fucking Halloween bag.
Right.
Okay?
Because to do that you would be murdering children.
Yes. You would be committing genocide.
Committing mass murder.
Yes, like on the level of the worst dictators in history. Literally the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so yes, very real problem. Drug users are overdosing on fentanyl without even realizing they're taking fentanyl. It's bad, but it has nothing to do with Halloween candy.
Yeah, so I mean, if we saw this same kind of coordinated media blitz, but to encourage drug users to stock up on testing strips and Narcan, instead of just scaring parents about Halloween candy, that might actually save some lives.
Yes, that would do wonderful things, especially because if someone who was taking drugs found out that it was laced, they wouldn't buy them from that person anymore.
Yeah, honestly, anyone doing anyone doing pills or powdered drugs should probably have Narcan and testing strips.
Get a test kit at the bare minimum. Yes.
Yeah, you just take...
It turns a color.
A tiny grain of sand, you put it in a little vial with some water. I think you I haven't done it, but it seems pretty easy, and you know right away, like, oh, and it's got all these things in it that aren't supposed to be there.
Surprising to many, it's very legal and very cool in a lot of states that would have you believe otherwise.
Yeah.
Test your shit if you're gonna do it. You're adults.
Yeah.
Do it.
But Narcan, testing strips, encouraging like safe, responsible drug use, that would mean humanizing drug users and acknowledging the effectiveness of harm reduction. So, nah.
Yeah, but I'm America. Miss me with that.
Anyway, as Halloween approached, various print news outlets published articles seeking to debunk all the rainbow fentanyl hysteria being pushed by local news and by Fox. They quoted experts who pointed out that rainbow-colored pills is not new. It actually dates back to at least the early days of MDMA as a rave drug. Mm-hmm. And it was also never about targeting children. It's about basically tracing like where the drugs were made. There's actual reasons for different colors. It's not to trick children into thinking it's candy, because it doesn't really look like candy aside from the colors.
Look, 10 years ago, you knew the quality of something by the color. We used to trust the pills
reds.
in these.
I want those reds.
We used to trust the pills in this country.
Yeah.
I would get, I mean, I'm much older now. I wouldn't get near it anyway. But also, with the shit going on, I'd be like, hey, you know what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, it explains, these experts, they also point out how, again, it does not make any sense whatsoever for drug dealers to trick children into ingesting a drug that could very easily kill them. It's zero reward and all the risk. It doesn't even make sense in the context of drugs that can't kill, like weed. There have, however, been reports of a few weirdos handing out THC candy to trick-or-treaters this year and last year, but in nearly every case, parents who actually looked at their kids' candy haul immediately noticed from the packaging and smell what was going on. And out of all the kids trick-or-treating in the US and Canada this year, only one child even managed to ingest any, which is obviously bad. It is bad. What are you trying to do? Say that we're trying to say this is good? It's bad.
It's bad.
And edibles manufacturers probably shouldn't be allowed to package their products to resemble name brand candy. It's cringe, first of all.
Yeah.
It's dumb.
Hire a graphic designer.
Make it look nice.
Yeah.
You don't need it to look like a pack of Big League Chew.
Yeah.
I know what's in it. You know what's in it. Why are we playing this game?
The fun part is the getting high part, not the like, hey, it looks like sweet tarts, but it's not.
It was also originally a thing when it was actually illegal because it would pass as something in your car or whatever. Right. So anyways, it's not exactly the epidemic we were promised. And again, it's also the kind of thing that is prevented by simply inspecting your child's candy, which you should be doing anyway. And I do know some parents who switch out the bags of candy. And if you want to be that kind of person and really, if you want to, that's an option.
Yeah, I think it's a bit paranoid and also a bit wasteful, but whatever.
Yeah.
That's America. Paranoid and wasteful.
They eat the leftovers.
Yeah.
Themselves. Because if there's drugs in it, the parents should enjoy it.
Okay, yeah. Not so wasteful then.
Exactly.
Anyway, back to the fentanyl though. Just a couple days before Halloween, even the DEA, the ones who set this whole thing in motion, tried to walk the hysteria back a bit. At a press conference where they continued to warn parents to inspect their kids' candy, a DEA agent clarified that the fentanyl seized at LAX was packaged the way it was to hide it from law enforcement, not to hand it out to trick-or-treaters. The real danger, he explained, was that, quote, had we not intercepted those drugs in those candy bags and boxes, they would have ended up in someone's home that night. No doubt about it. So a bag of Skittles that contains fentanyl pills goes into a drug dealer's home, and there happens to be kids in that home. It's Halloween time. Maybe that child then takes that bag and takes it to school with them, and that's where we have the danger of fentanyl in my mind.
Yes.
A problem we all face, clearly.
Yeah, I mean, it's a realistic problem. Also, just, I feel like there are as dangerous, or maybe not, I don't know what to tell you. This is, again, a falling on the responsibility of someone in a hypothetical situation.
Yeah, it's like, oh, well, let's say you go down to the store and buy cleaning products and you go with Fabuloso, which looks like grape juice and comes in a jug that looks like it's for drinking, and it's also delicious. And then your kid drinks that Fabuloso, and you got to call poison control because that kid just drank soap. Well, that's what we're worried about here at the DEA.
Well, and also in this hypothetical situation, you have a benevolent, lovely child who brings the drugs to everyone at school.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like in this scenario, like the kid would be dead before he ever has the chance. Yeah, like What
You
child
don't share candy before having some yourself.
I'm going to steal candy from my dad to give it to my friends without even having the smallest taste in the meantime. I mean, it's possible. But
it's also like the drug scare or the gun scare ads where it's like a kid comes over and it's like, hey, you want to see something cool? My dad has a box of Skittles that he hides for some reason.
Yeah.
Pretty cool, huh? These must be some good Skittles.
I learned it from you, Dad.
Yeah. All right, so look, it's not impossible. Obviously, that is a scenario that could happen. But it is a very specific chain of events that has nothing to do with trick-or-treating, aside from the fact that it's Halloween time. So I guess we should just ban candy from like September to November.
All candy should be sold like at a place with like a fucking bulletproof glass shield, and you show your candy ID. They put candy only in weed dispensaries. They've created a whole nother problem. Show us your candy card.
Yeah, you have to have a medical card for the sugar.
Yeah. Doc, I got a bad sweet tooth.
Honestly, I think that would solve a lot of problems in this country if we just made sugar only a medical necessity.
Michael Bloomberg tried. It didn't go over well.
Anyways.
You got a license for that big gulp?
That was such a huge issue in like the early 2000s if you want to talk about a culture war thing.
I mean, he had a point. Like at the time, I think 7-Eleven sold like a literal like 72-ounce bucket. And it's like, yeah, I mean, look, anyone drinking that, it's not good. But also there are bigger problems.
Oh, sir. I'm sorry. Do you want me to find a parking spot in New York City to get another drink at some point during the day? Or do you want me to sit with my one drink all day without having to cause more issues?
Good point.
That's right. You're never thinking about the common man, Elliot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, the danger being described with all of this here, it's specific to the children of drug dealers and those children's friends. Not every single child in the United States, but also, good creative thinking.
Yeah.
It's also accidental and not intentional, which is the entire scaremongering thing with this. Intentionally giving children fentanyl would likely result in death. And it's worth pointing out that in all of the decades of paranoia about poisoned Halloween candy, the only example of it actually happening was in 1974 when a guy poisoned his own son's candy to collect life insurance.
Which is horrible.
Yeah, that's horrific.
But it only happened the once, and it wasn't stranger danger. It was the kid. Sometimes it'd be your own dad.
And it was in the 70s. A lot of bad shit was happening. Okay,
yeah, fucked up decade.
Yeah, a lot of kids were dying.
Anyway, now that Halloween has come and gone, surely after all of that rainbow fentanyl hype, there had to be at least one single example of it actually happening, right? Well, in a nation of over 300 million people, anything is possible. But apparently not fentanyl Halloween candy, as there was not a single reported case of anything like that happening.
Yeah. So just think about the number. 300 million. The odds. It had to have happened.
And that's the thing. It's like it's like Rule 34, but like for a country. Like the craziest thing you can think of, someone in America has done it.
Yeah.
The odds are on your side with that.
Yeah.
Like not this.
That's the thing, is like with the conservative news media, you just cast that net and wait. You just wait for something to happen because it probably will because of the odds.
You would think even if there wasn't originally going to be, like, some weirdo would have heard about this so many times and be like,
that's a great idea.
I will poison children with fentanyl. Thank you, Fox News.
Even if to try to prove their point by like false flagging it or something like that. But no, even that.
So there were fake reports, though. Before you start typing away, check your facts. There were a couple fake reports going around on social media that multiple children in Buffalo had eaten fentanyl-laced candy and died. But, that turned out to be bullshit.
Yeah, you think, like, specifically when it comes to the deaths of children, there are going to be people who want to confirm this stuff.
Yeah, the cops looked into it and they're like, sorry, look, we wanted it more than anyone. But
we could have fundraised off this for a decade.
Yeah. A police department in Ohio examined a seemingly tamper-with candy bar that was submitted to them, and they ran tests that came back positive for fentanyl, which garnered lots of news coverage. But, if you actually read the stories about this, you see that they also ran a control test on a similar candy bar that the cops purchased at a gas station and got the same results. Probably because police drug testing equipment is notoriously inaccurate and not sanitized. So anything they stick that needle in is going to turn up positive for fentanyl.
It's a damning rebuke of their testing equipment.
Yeah, and it's a big problem. Like, they'll find just like some fucking Cheeto dust in someone's car that they pull over and pull out their magical fentanyl tester, and they're like, yep, full of fentanyl.
Did they also freak out and have a heart attack when they came back positive? Whoa! I told you it was everywhere.
Going down.
Officer down.
So yeah, exactly 0 children got fentanyl, rainbow or otherwise, in their Halloween candy.
Yeah.
But hey, at least Halloween was genuinely scary for the people who thought they would.
Yeah. There was some actual terror going around.
Yeah. It was a scary month.
Yeah. But let's move on to something much scarier than rainbow fentanyl, if you can believe it.
Yeah.
A few years back, we had that year, a very strange year. You look back and you're like, simpler times. But it was a year when we had all those creepy clown sightings, and they were happening primarily on the East Coast, but all up and down the East Coast, and then spreading around the country.
There was one in Fresno, I think.
Yeah.
Bakersfield, yeah.
But at a certain point, the creepy clown thing gets so played out that it loses some of its terror. What's much creepier is a man in a full-body latex gimp suit who, year-round for the last several years, has prowled the streets of a few villages in England's Somerset County and somehow manages to not be stopped. He's been called the Somerset Gimp, and he's been caught on camera a few times. He's definitely not someone that you'd want to encounter on a late-night walk.
No.
Just because it'd be odd. Huh. Wow. The Somerset Gimp has apparently been up to no good since at least as far back as 2018, but he didn't make national news until an incident in 2019 when a woman first managed to photograph him. Here's a Metro article about that.
A woman has described the terrifying moment she came face to face with a pervert clad in a gimp suit while out for a quiet late-night walk. Abby Conroy, 23, previously described how the prowler, dressed in a black rubbery outfit with red crosses over the eyes, leapt out at her, grunting and breathing heavily in Claverham Park. She managed to take a photo of the pervert before pushing him away from her and screaming, causing him to run off. There have been a number of sightings of the prowler both in Claverham as well as neighboring Yatton, with locals reporting a variety of lewd behavior. He has jumped out at some victims while others have spotted him at their window late at night. Police said they have received 14 complaints.
Wow. In 2021, the Somerset Gimp was in the news again, this time for being caught peeking through a couple's windows in the middle of the night, it had to be absolutely horrifying to discover. This is like Ryan Murphy doing British Horror Story.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this past summer, new reports emerged, like this one, again from Metro. A very sinister man dressed head to toe in a gimp suit has returned to terrorize sleepy Somerset villages. Yatton and Claversham have been plagued by the latex-clad pest since 2018, who appears late at night to stalk and terrify the locals. Despite arresting 2 people in connection with the case, police are still yet to identify or stop the man known as Gimp Man. It now appears the shadowy figure has returned yet again to claim another victim. Kira Elston, 19, and her boyfriend were walking home after getting out of a taxi in Yatton at around 1 a.m. on Sunday when Gimp Man emerged from the shadows and started walking towards them with his arms outstretched. She had not been worrying about someone popping out of the darkness as she was with her boyfriend, but he suddenly shouted, "Kira, there's a man," as they approached a roundabout. By the time we saw him, he was very close, and my boyfriend just told me to run, she said. Kira said the encounter was the most terrifying experience of my life, adding, "I've got the image in my head of him walking towards me and staring."
I mean, I don't scare super easily, but this would genuinely... It would do me a fright.
It sounds like this person's intention is to scare them, and it's being successful.
Yeah, like he gets off on it sexually.
The red crosses on the eyes thing adds to it, too.
Yeah.
And especially in a gimp suit, too, at night, like any reflection from the streetlights, it's scary.
Yeah, it's scary.
Yeah.
Anyway, just last month, the Somerset Gimp was caught on video for possibly the first time, and if the photos didn't creep you out, the video probably will, especially because this time he's covered in dirt and leaves and wiggling around on the ground. Unfortunately, the Somerset Gimp's intended victims this time around, 2 young men, seemed more bewildered by the encounter than scared, and are heard on video asking him if he's all right and even offering him a cigarette.
Oh, thanks for asking. No one ever talks to me.
The Gimp only responds in grunts, but he sounds almost disappointed that he didn't trigger the kind of fear response that he's used to.
That's what I'm saying.
The guys filming ended up calling the cops immediately after, who were able to show up in time to arrest a suspect. Though because of UK privacy laws and because this wasn't technically a serious crime, we don't know anything about the Somerset Gimp's identity.
Banksy.
Though he is apparently under police-mandated curfew now. So is this the end of the Somerset Gimp? Only time will tell. I mean, they arrested him a couple of times before, but no evidence. Like, well, you're free to go.
Yeah.
Better not be the Gimp, though.
Also, the Somerset Gimp, I would assume after being around for so many years, is more of an idea than a single person now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's to say there's only one Somerset Gimp?
Yeah, like there's copycats. Like they had not the same, but in a similar way, San Francisco had the Bushman. The guy that he was dressed as a bush at the Fisherman's Wharf, and his whole purpose was to scare people. Yeah. It was in good fun in the daytime, but
yeah, at night, not so much.
He died, but there have been copycats every once in a while.
Yeah.
So the Somerset
tradition alive.
Yeah, the Somerset Gimp. Look, if this was Berlin, like everyone would be like, "Oh, that's the Gimp."
Hey, the club's that way.
Yeah. Bergheim's down the street. Yeah. We get them all the time. You brush them out.
But yeah, these are just these quiet little villages in southwest England.
A
bit odd. Not the place you'd expect to see a grunting, groaning Gimp pleasuring himself at your fear in the middle of the night.
Yeah. It's gonna drive more people in that town to the Tory party.
That's right.
Yeah.
The Tories will fix this.
Yes.
And somehow it involves cutting the taxes of the rich and taking away more of your healthcare benefits. But we're going to get this Gimp.
Yes. If the middle class has to pay more taxes, they have less money for Gimp suits.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Austerity is the answer.
We closed down the country and everyone bought Gimp suits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they keep you warm in the winter, that's for sure.
I mean, there's something to it.
When heating oil costs 10 times more than it did the previous winter, you got to resort to desperate measures.
Yeah, when you're in the Gimp suit and you get that rush of scaring someone, the heat that is produced is trapped.
And you get to keep that heat. That heat is yours.
That's yours, and you can pee in it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, before we move to the headlines half of the show, this episode is sponsored by Manscaped. Now, it's never too... Elliot, you're going to kill me for this, but it's never too early to play a little holiday music. And Mariah Carey agrees.
I agree with Mariah.
And it's never too early to start thinking about gifts. You don't want to be late.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's for a friend or the friends in your pants, you can make this season a season to be jolly with Manscaped. Do your little drummer boy a favor and use the Lawnmower 4.0 to avoid another silent night in the bedroom. Then add in Manscaped's top-of-the-line shower products to have all the people thinking, all I want for Christmas is you. Santa cares about his sack, and so should you. Look nice when you get naughty by going to manscaped.com and use our code WEIRDNEWS for free shipping and 20% off.
The Manscaped Platinum Package 4.0 is the one-stop shop for the man who deserves it all. It has everything needed to help you deck the halls from face to balls. Just in time for mistletoe season.
What was last year? Jingle balls to the walls?
Yeah. Deck the halls from face to balls. The Platinum Package has each product from the best-selling Performance Package, plus Ultra Premium Body Wash, Ultra Premium 2-in-1 Shampoo and Conditioner, and Ultra Premium Deodorant. It's the best way to smell fresh from your Santa hat to your candy cane. The Lawnmower 4.0 Body Trimmer and the...
What about the chestnuts?
The Lawnmower 4.0 Body Trimmer and the Weed Whacker Nose and Ear Hair Trimmer feature proprietary advanced skin-safe technology to protect your delicate presence. Plus, both are waterproof, so there's no issue clearing the snow out of your driveway. There's also a 4000K LED light on it, so you can light the way like Rudolph.
Or if you're sneaking presents out in the middle of the night,
That's
use
right.
that.
Use the razor.
Now that you've groomed the candy cane, it's time to make sure you don't smell like a reindeer with the Platinum Package's shower products. All of Manscaped's shower gear is sulfate-free, vegan, and made to have your skin feeling hydrated and smelling fresh. But smelling good doesn't stop at the shower. The Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant and Crop Reviver Ball Toner can solve stank problems all day long. Once they touch your sack, you'll never go back. The Platinum Package 4.0 sitting under the tree is guaranteed to put anyone in the holiday spirit. You will be their favorite relative. And for the perfect stocking stuffer, add in the brand new Body Buffer, an incredible body scrubber that makes exfoliating easy and a lot cleaner than that old loofah. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code WEIRDNEWS at manscaped.com. That is 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com with our code WEIRDNEWS. Manscaped, get your jingle balls ready for the holidays.
And this episode is sponsored by Athletic Greens, a product that we both use literally every day because getting all your proper vitamins, minerals, and probiotics is important, especially as you get older.
Keeps me average.
And
keeps me regular.
And rather than swallowing a bunch of vitamin supplements, with Athletic Greens, it gives your body everything you need while also tasting great. Starting the day with a scoop of AG1 is honestly more important than that first cup of coffee at this point.
It's become a routine. So what is this stuff? With one delicious scoop of AG1, you're absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens to help you start your day right. This special blend of ingredients supports your gut health, your nervous system, your immune system, your energy, recovery, focus, and aging. All the things. And unlike a lot of multivitamin supplements that just go right through you, these are high-quality ingredients that your body will actually absorb.
Athletic Greens was created when the founder experienced a ton of gut health issues and ended up on a complicated supplement routine to recover. It cost him $100 a day. Athletic Greens costs less than $3 a day. You're investing in your health, and it's cheaper than your cold brew habit. And it's lifestyle friendly, whether you eat keto, paleo, vegan, dairy-free, or gluten-free.
Right now, it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. It's just one scoop and a cup of water every day. That's it. No need for a million different pills and supplements to look out for your health. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/weird. Again, that is athleticgreens.com/weird to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. All right, now, thank you for sponsoring the show, but let's get into the craziest, strangest, wildest headlines from around the world this week, starting with
Operation Marvel. Police dress up as superheroes for drug raid in Peru.
Look, if you can make the drugs look fun, then the police should also look fun too. We dressed up as a bunch of Skittles characters.
Yeah, there's videos. They got like a Captain America, they got a Thor, and they're
Captain America.
They're busting in on this trap house. And even the people in the trap house are like, what the fuck is going on? But yeah, like I don't know how. I'm sure they justified why this was necessary and not just something.
Was it not Halloween or?
It was like Halloween week.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, and they did a whole undercover thing where they were performing for students at a school like next door as like
maybe that was part of the setup.
Yeah, so it makes sense. Like they were able to get very close to this drug house without anyone being suspicious, and they're like, aha! Police.
Certainly they wouldn't bust our drug operation right now as they're entertaining children dressed as Iron Man.
Yeah, I don't see any cops, just a bunch of goobers dressed in Spirit Halloween costumes.
Now everyone, be very careful because we are right next to a school and we are packaging this fentanyl in very appealing packaging. We don't want to screw this up.
We need to get all these kids on fentanyl.
No one will ever know. No, who's going to miss a few kids, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, let's move on. Mega jigsaw puzzle for sale at Costco is 29 feet wide and has 60,000 pieces.
This is the Skelly of jigsaw puzzles.
You're going to want to mount this on your roof.
Yeah, you're going to have to.
It won't fit inside the house.
Yeah, this is a real status symbol because you need a 29-foot empty space in your home to work on this puzzle.
Yeah.
And can you imagine you're just about finished and you're like,
the dog comes in?
Oh, no. I'm saying like you're missing that one last piece.
Yeah.
Like on a normal puzzle with like a couple hundred pieces, it's crushing. But on a puzzle with 60,000 pieces and you're missing just the one.
Mm-hmm. You see, my plan solves this. My Kickstarter. You put a digit on the back and you can order that missing piece.
Yeah, that would be...
But nobody wants to listen to my fucking ideas.
But how would you know which piece it is if you don't have the piece?
You look at the one next to it. You just flip it over. It's like, oh, this one is D73, so the one next to it would be D75.
Well.
You do the bare minimum.
And then you've got to wait, 2 weeks to get that one piece.
Oh no, what the dog doing?
And then you put it down. Yeah, it's like... But yeah, this is...
It gets a little wet, so it doesn't fit properly. It just drives you nuts.
If you and your family find yourself bored, a little bit of cabin fever this winter, get rid of all your furniture and go down to Costco and get the mega jigsaw puzzle. You'll be occupied for a while.
The one good thing about this is that you don't need a box truck to get it home.
Yeah.
Unlike Skelly.
It is in a rather large box, but not something that won't fit in a normal size car.
You know that there's some weird ass Mormon family that is going to do this. They're not only going to do this, they're going to do it together like they're building the world's largest pizza or some shit.
Yeah.
And then they're going to glue it and mount it in their giant Mormon home.
Yeah. I think you're right.
Yeah. Next to like a Kirkland hot dog dispenser. Just big Costco fans.
Yeah.
We have it all. We have all the Costco stuff.
Costco's great.
It is
great brand.
That's good.
Miss Argentina and Miss Puerto Rico revealed they secretly got married.
And they look great.
I love this news because I always love it when two extremely hot people get shacked up. And in this case, two extremely hot women who both from Latin American countries, both winners of their respective countries.
Both smoking hot.
Yeah. And they kept this hidden for like 2 years. Mm-hmm. And then just dropped this all in one day in an Instagram video being like, not only were we dating this whole time, we also already got married.
And the male population of Puerto Rico and Argentina I'm sure were very angry.
In shambles.
Because they definitely had a chance before this news was dropped on
this
them.
Is bullshit. All I needed was a chance to shoot my shot, but it turns out they're both just big old lezus.
Yeah.
Lezus.
It's, they've got a new, an exciting way to hate women because women are stealing all the hot women.
Yeah. Man.
Damn, dude!
Man, hot chicks are only into other hot chicks.
As I lurch towards you like a fucking Neanderthal, just sweating.
Oh, excuse me.
Why don't they like me?
I have a girlfriend. Oh, of course you do. God. But good for them.
This goes for everyone. The hottest men to the ugliest men. I have no idea why women are with any of us. Disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, man in wheelchair rolls down 405 freeway in West LA area. And he was probably moving faster than traffic. Boom-bow!
Well, I mean, he was because
they were stopped behind him.
Yeah. But yeah, this is not even a motorized wheelchair, just literally wheeling himself down the most dystopian highway in the United States, in my opinion. The 405 freeway is it's the just one more lane, bro meme. Come on, all we need is one more lane. One more lane, bro. I swear to God, one more lane.
Living proof of the fallacy that adding another lane to a highway fixes traffic.
Yeah, it is a corridor that covers like everything from like Ventura down to Long Beach with LAX, all the LA beaches,
all the stadiums.
It's just it's the worst.
Also, literally the pipeline for work because it goes directly to and from the valley. It's very busy.
Encino,
so this probably caused a lot of chaos. But like I said, if this guy was just on the side of the road, probably moving faster than the 405. Also, depending on where he was, a wild ride after you get to the top.
Yeah.
If he's on the Sepulveda Pass, you get to the top and you don't have to push anymore.
Yeah, maybe that's what he's going for.
Yeah.
And maybe set a few fires while you're there to get the full Sepulveda Pass effect.
Oh God, we were really close to having
gauntlet.
Another semi-truck caused fire yesterday in LA. There's a semi-truck police chase, and it ended when like the wheels blew out, and then it just caught the whole truck on fire. And like the guy's like, all right, chase is over. I'll just pull over to the side of the road. Where like, luckily we just got rain recently, but like, just that's why fires start. So let's add a couple more felonies on top of this felony list already.
Yeah, everything's a fire hazard.
True.
In this town.
Yeah.
The cycle of life. France welcomes its first bicycle hearse.
And it's going to win the Tour de France next year.
Yeah. They're going to carry a body all through that Tour de France.
They should carry the living Pope.
Yeah.
In a little Pope bike mobile.
Yeah. Come on, Pope.
Yeah.
You say you're all about, saving this world. I see a lot of gasoline being guzzled up by that Pope mobile of yours.
The only problem, cruising down the road with that Pope bicycle, some idiot jumps out in front of you with a sign. The next thing you know, you crash into them. The whole field goes down. The Pope's out. He's rolling down the hill.
Yep.
Just because you had to get in front of you. An international incident. Just because you had to get your sign on camera.
I forgot about that. That was wild.
Yeah.
But now when you die, you can be transported to the cemetery by bicycle.
I think it's great.
And it's hilarious. It's like, one of those bicycles that has the cargo in the front, except it's a full-size coffin.
Yeah.
So the turning radius can't be great.
Well, hopefully you have an escort. Could you imagine just do it like you're door dashing?
Trying to get down a narrow street and you're like, okay.
Yeah, Austin Powers. Hey, can you guys come get me? I'm stuck in an alley.
Yeah.
No, the only thing that would be cooler than this, and it would have to be England that does it, is the pedal pub, but it's a coffin and a pub.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we have those too.
You know what? The Irish should do that. They would like that.
They got those in San Diego.
No, but it's a coffin.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're drinking and it's the last ride. Yeah, it's fun.
Ireland, they'd be all about that.
Oh, they would love it. Just cruising around. You do one last ride of Dublin.
The Guinness Pedal Pub Hearse.
Yeah. All your mates have to finish an entire keg of Guinness.
Yeah. You got to be careful on those rolling hills of emerald green, though.
Just like the wheelchair man, you will lose control.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of work getting to the top, but going down,
a lot of fun. Yes. You can join your friend who's buried in the pedal pub very shortly when you die yourself.
Kanye West can't sell White Lives Matter shirts because 2 black men own the trademark. And this is smart. Yeah,
it's great.
It's these 2 radio hosts. They immediately they were like, he's going to sell these.
Yeah,
and that's going to make this 100 times worse. So I'm going to file a little trademark application with
we live in a country called America.
Office, and okay, I own that now.
Yeah.
And if he tries selling that, I can sue him. So I don't know how well this holds up. Like I think, I don't know, like trademark law is weird because like if you...
It just makes it more difficult. So that's good.
Yeah. I mean, they're doing the like patent troll thing, but they're doing it for good.
Yeah,
so,
it literally just puts one barrier in front of Kanye West, and hopefully that's, when you're dealing with someone like that, if you can just divert it's like a child. You divert their attention, and that's it.
Yeah.
They only want the toy because someone else is playing with it.
Of course, by now, I mean, he's moved on from the anti-black stuff to full-on anti-Semitism.
And bringing the few remaining friends down with him.
Man, even Shaq called him out.
DJ Diesel?
No, yes, DJ Diesel.
Are you talking about DJ Diesel?
Shaq was like, he used one of Kanye's own bars against him. He's like, I have more money than you. Why should I listen to you?
Oh, because Kanye's... Well,
he's like, as the once great Kanye West said.
Yeah. Kanye better watch out or Shaq's going to sick the general on him.
That's right.
Yeah.
Or any of the other brands that Shaquille O'Neal has partnered with. It's a lot.
Yeah, he's setting his entire family up for the next couple generations, which is great.
He's going to be the first basketball player to allow himself to be deep faked.
Yeah, probably. But I think it's awesome because Shaq is literally a living example of doing whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
Like he probably has some like questionable business shit, but I don't care. It's Shaq. He's earned his status in the world. And
I think he like owns like a bunch of like Elvis masters.
Maybe, but regardless, I don't even want to know about it.
He like just owns like so much random shit.
He's like in a sense almost like Tom from MySpace who cashed out and just takes pictures of like nice places. Shaq is like, yeah, I do my day thing on like TNT or whatever it is. But then I literally just go DJ in Vegas on the weekends.
And film 100 ads for 100 companies.
Yeah, but for the next like year, he doesn't have to do anything.
Right.
But he
a great
keeps on
doing it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like Bruce Willis.
Did it until he couldn't. And that's where the deepfakes come in.
Yeah. The world's fastest shoes promise to increase your walking speed by 250%.
This is an amazing product. They're called Moonwalkers.
Mm-hmm.
And they are, they're kind of like roller skates. You attach them to the bottoms of your feet, and somehow with each step, little tiny wheels on the bottom just move you faster than you usually go. It looks ridiculous. And like the video of the designers like explaining their product, I'm like, this actually would probably be awesome to use. Seems useful, but like this will never catch on. And also, some idiot is gonna like get themselves killed like on day one if this ever releases as an actual product. The biggest thing, they're like, okay, so stairs. I know what you're thinking. Uh-oh, but we figured it out. Anytime you walk up to a stairs, you just have to remember to like click your heel in a certain way. I'm like, okay, someone's gonna immediately forget to do that and fall downstairs and die.
Why don't they just solve the problem by putting the soap shoe slider in the middle, and that way you can grind down rails every staircase?
Yeah, didn't think of that, did you?
Yeah, like, what the fuck are you doing? What are we doing here?
But yeah, it's like, I mean,
we just talked about the
like,
Skechers shape-ups where it's just like, even those resulted in like a big class action. So like, there's no way.
Yeah, also like, you gotta charge these things, and why would I do that when Heelys still exist?
Yeah, Heelys are human-powered, they look cool, you can hide them easily.
Well, see you later.
Yeah. Yeah. You get to the top of the Sepulveda Pass with some Heelys.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, you're gonna go to the past.
I hope you're wearing a helmet.
Yeah, please wear a helmet.
A man who won $30 million on the Chinese lottery says he'll keep it secret from his wife and child in case it makes them lazy.
Well, he's doing a good job so far.
He showed up to the collection ceremony with the comically large check, wearing some weird costume of some Chinese mascot. So he has kept this on the DL.
Yeah,
and he's got a point. Money changes people. And it's not just his wife and kid. Everyone you know is just going to start coming around.
Well, we're dealing with this right now in America because of the $1.5 billion...
the Super Bowl or whatever right now?
Look, you're buying the fun little fantasy for the day. It's fun. It's a little...
You're buying the idea
also,
that
it's
you
gambling.
Might be...
It's literally gambling.
It literally
so
is.
that feeling that you're purchasing, be careful with it. But also, yeah, if you're interested, it is fascinating. Obviously, you're not going to win the lottery. You should just accept that. But,
But what if I do?
There's, at this point, multiple, but there's, one, I think, classically marked Reddit thread of, the best advice. If someone actually won the lottery, it's a lawyer and a state manager wrote, a paragraph of, here's every single step that you would do if you actually won the lottery. So, if any of you are lucky enough to win the lottery, the big mega millions or whatever, 1.5 billion, first of all, thank button right below. Second of all, go find that Reddit thread.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I like this strategy. It's a little dishonest, but keep your family thinking you're poor.
No
one's going to ask you for anything if they think you're still poor.
I'm telling you right now, if this is the statement that this guy made about his wife and kid publicly, and he hid his identity when accepting it, which I think is a good idea. I'm not saying that's not a bad idea. His wife and kid will find out very shortly when their husband and father is not around.
Oh, we'll see.
We'll see?
Yeah.
All right, we'll see. I'll take that bet.
Yeah. Baggate. Professional cornhole is latest sport to be rocked by cheating scandal.
They're coming for all the ESPN Ocho sports.
Yeah. This is
major. These are major leagues coming for the independent leagues.
There you go.
Yeah.
I think you might have a point. But yeah, apparently in professional cornhole, there are regulations for those bags. They have to weigh a certain amount, and they have
actual
to be
corn?
Silicone beads. But they have to be a certain size. And this was back in August, I think, but it's only now getting national attention. But in a competition, a major one, someone was like, hey, someone check that guy's bags. They look a little funny. And they checked them, and they're like, oh, yeah, these aren't regulation. And the guy they checked, they're like, oh, okay, but you check the other team's bags, too. Those look a little funny. And they're like, yeah, these aren't regulation either.
Everyone's doing steroids.
Yeah.
Were they heavier? Is that what it was?
I think it's just a slightly smaller bag is easier to throw.
I would assume heavier would stick on it more and also drive it into the hole more or block better. Anyways.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
It is funny that everyone was cheating. And using frozen fish fillets in their cornhole bags.
And they're like, we're going to do random spot testing. I'm like, how hard would it be to just
put them on a scale or whatever before the match?
Or just don't let people use their own bags.
Yeah, these are our regulation bags. Fucking...
They don't let you bring your own basketball to the NBA game.
Yeah, fucking... Clayton Kershaw's not bringing his own baseballs.
Tom Brady's not bringing his...
Oh, shit.
Well, okay.
That's what happens when they get to touch the balls.
Yeah.
I am desperately waiting because just the behind the scenes, the people who love the sport, I haven't played in a long time, by the way, a couple months now, waiting for the pickleball cheating scandal to rock the nation.
Oh, it's coming.
Because once again, I was on the forefront of something and then quit when it started getting big.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's too big. Can't play it anymore. The lines... I went to go play it a couple months ago, and even then, it was like you had to wait 30, 45 minutes to play a game.
Old people must be so upset.
No, the young people are in it now, too.
Right, the old people must be mad.
Oh, they're pissed.
I gotta wake up even earlier now.
I've already seen it in the newspaper where, people are showing... It's like... you might as well have put a book about LGBTQ rights in an elementary school, is having no pickleball courts in a city as big as Burbank, Los Angeles, whatever.
I don't even know what a pickleball court looks like.
It's a small tennis court.
Okay, so why don't you use a tennis court?
That's the plan. But then the two tennis people that show up, there's a war brewing, Elliot.
Okay.
There's a serious war brewing.
I think we should let the old people have this one.
I think, yes,
I think
we should leave them alone.
Respect our elders. They have this one thing that makes them happy and keeps them active.
Yeah.
And we shouldn't take that from them.
Yeah.
The whole reason they play it is because it's a sport that's easy on like their old, crumbled up bodies. Like play a harder, try out racquetball. That's a serious one.
Yeah.
Loud.
Yes.
It's aggressive.
Yeah.
You might hit your own ball sack by hitting the ball incorrectly.
It's a great sport because guess what? One day you will age into it. And you can just wait until that time. And if you die before then, it wasn't meant for you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pickleball is the reward for life well lived.
It is. You'll have more friends than when you were 40.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's our episode. This was a short week because Ricky's going to the Sunshine State.
Usually we report on weird news, and I'm gonna go create some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Become the news. But yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna go to Florida for the midterms. That'll be a fun place.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Oh, no, speaking of that, we should do a midterms live stream. Are you cool with that?
What, Tuesday?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, we're going to do a midterms live stream. I don't even know if it'll be entertaining, but I say we get on at like 4 or 5 our time and just like check out the results from the East Coast and just...
Sounds good.
Just wing it. Because people were asking for it and we haven't done a live stream in a while, so look,
sure.
If you say things, it happens, but don't say anything in the comments. Don't tell us how to run the show.
Anyway, speaking of politics, if you haven't seen our most recent episode about David DePepe and his attempt to kill Nancy Pelosi, or at least break her kneecaps.
Yeah.
It's a wild one, so check that out.
Plus the most recent episode of Weekly Weird News.
Not this one, the previous one.
Yes, the previous one. But anyways, we'll see you soon for that live stream, unless we cancel it for some reason. But count on it for now.
For now,
we'll put a thing up, like a landing page, and you can click. Do that, please. Help me. Okay.
Okay.
There we go. Bye.
Bye.